Hello all, and welcome to Motor Bash and Bike Advice channel, where you get your regular dose of what is happening in the motoring world. The past week had been an exciting and, if I may say, interesting one as well. There were many new launches that took place and also had a lot of news that came out. Let's give you a quick snapshot to keep you updated. The first news was the launch of full-size SUV from the house of MG. MG officially unveiled the Gloster last week, the car being named after a British jet engine aircraft prototype. As a lot of you would know, the car has already been available in various international markets under different brand names like Maxus, LDV, etc. The big brawny looking SUV will be powered by a 2-liter engine in two states, one with a single turbo producing 163 PS power and 375 Nm torque. This engine version will be offered only in a two-wheel drive option. The second version will come with a twin turbo producing 218 PS power and 480 Nm of torque, and will come in a four-wheel drive option only, and also will have a Terran Select system as well. Both the engine versions will come mated to a 8-speed auto gearbox. The car will come with a slew of features which are common in modern day cars of that segment, but takes the game to a next level by offering autonomous driver assist systems like lane departure and warning assist, emergency braking, front collision warning, adaptive cruise control, and hands-free parking, etc. If priced right, the car definitely has a potential to become a top seller in the market. The second news was the launch of Urban Cruiser by Toyota. Yes, it's the badge-engineered Maruti Vitara Brezza. In general, nothing has changed in the car apart from some visual elements like the front grille, different upholstery, etc. But the car remains the same in terms of engines and features as the Vitara Brezza. It comes with a 1.5-liter petrol engine producing 105 horsepower and 138 Nm of torque. The engine comes mated to a 5-speed manual gearbox or a 4-speed auto gearbox. The auto version also gets Suzuki's mild hybrid system, thus giving it an edge over the manual version in terms of fuel economy. Additionally, the car also gets features like 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system, cruise control, 2 airbags, LED headlights with DRLs, diamond cut alloys, etc. The car will be offered in 3 variants, and the price will range from Rs 8.4 lakhs to 11.3 lakhs ex-showroom, which is very much in line with Maruti's pricing. The third news is the launch of Endeavour Sport Edition by Ford. The launch appears to be Ford's strategy to give some spice to its already successful full-size SUV before the next generation model comes out sometime in the future. The Sport version is based on the top-spec Titanium Plus variant, which changes majorly on the visual front, that too only on the outside. The car features smoked headlights, a new honeycomb black front grille, a black skid plate, black alloy wheels, black wing mirrors, black roof rails, etc. Basically everything chrome and silver on the outside has been blacked out. Nothing changes in terms of engines and features of the car. The Sport version will be available in a choice of 3 colors, black, white and silver, and is offered at a price of 35.1 lakh rupees ex-showroom, which is approximately 30,000 more than the Titanium Plus variant. On the two-wheeler side of the house, the news came out that Honda has patented Highness as a name for its upcoming motorcycle. In all probability, this is going to be the name of product being launched on 30th of September, as it's being used in the teaser for the launch. What we have also learned is that Honda first tried to patent Highness in the full spelling, that is Highgness, but failed, and then finally patented H'_NESS, which is the short form of the same name. It will be interesting to see what this product will be all about. And last but not the least was a bad news from Harley-Davidson. Harley announced that it will be shutting down its Indian factory and reducing its sales force in Gurgaon significantly. This came as a big shocker to everybody, as Harley was always seen to be very keen on the Indian market. They entered India in 2009 and established a factory to produce Street 500 and 750 models and export it to the world as well. It also became one of the top performing big motorcycle brands in India. Unfortunately, India was not performing up to the level they expected and did not fit into the top 50 global markets as per their rewired strategy to cut expenses. Having said this might not just be end of the road for Harley in India. There were rumors that the Milwaukee-based company was looking for a local partner in India who can run business for them, as maybe a distributor or even a contract manufacturer. Names of Hero and Java were doing the rounds. If this turns out to be true, We might still be able to have the legendary band in our market, even though not in the full-fledged form as it used to be, but still in some form. Let's keep our fingers crossed. This is what we had for you today. Hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.